Keep your eyes out for unopinionated merch.
We'll have stickers, hoodies.
Yeah.
You know, I only ever had one viral video on TikTok, and I'm not in it. But maybe I could have put that plain guy on a shirt.
Yeah.
I think I would have to blur out his face for legal reasons.
Yeah, if anyone, let's take a moment. A plug is a plug. So, like, at Funny Denny on TikTok. Check it out. If you saw the man freaking out on an American Airlines flight, that was
the Growler.
The Growler. That was your material.
That was me. That was my filmmaking debut.
Uh-huh.
I was on the national news.
Yeah, we haven't talked about this yet, actually. The origination of, really, your TikTok fame. That was the pinnacle, I think, thus far.
Thus far, yes.
Thus far.
I'm hoping to top it, but 10 million views is a little hard to top with, like, me doing a dance with my dogs.
Yeah.
You know? It's just, I don't think we're going to achieve similar success again. But it was nice while it lasted. I've made about 14 cents in the Creator Fund.
Woo.
You know, so. But go follow me for some mediocre at best content.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I chuckle.
Subpar. Well, yeah, a light chuckle. A golf chuckle.
Yeah.
The worst part about my sense of humor is that I make myself laugh more than anyone else, and it's really hard to tell what's actually funny and what's just making me laugh.
Oh, I agree. It's like, there are times, when you're alone and you say something, or you think of something and it makes you laugh. Or even like when you see something, it makes you laugh and you're like, oh, I'll save that for later, or I'll send it to someone. But then, it's really hard to recreate. The thing that gets me about my sense of humor is when you see a video that, like, makes you, like, laugh uncontrollably. Like, not a lot of things, like, I chuckle. Yes, but you chuckle, you think in your mind that's funny, but the things that make you laugh out loud uncontrollably when you're by yourself, and then you send it to someone and they hit you with, like, a like, or like a haha, or whatever, or no reaction whatsoever. And
Which
it's like,
probably happens to you all the time.
Yeah.
When you send me something.
Basically to you. I'm like, not to call you out, but but those are the moments where I realize that it's like, oh, is this just me, or is this actually funny? Which I agree. So I'm with you that I'm a bad barometer for what is going to work.
I can't even get a story out because my own, like, the way I phrase things is making me laugh. Yeah. And it's so pathetic. Yeah. But I just think I'm so damn funny. Yeah. And I'm not. I'm like kind of funny.
And nothing is worse than when you like take a swing and then it just falls flat. I was watching, okay, this is a wild out of the like the archives, but I was scrolling back through my photos. I was searching for something in my photos and I'm like obsessive, right? So I'm like back in like 2018, right? And I came across these videos of your birthday party of that year where you hosted a roast.
I did have a roast of myself. The roast of Dennis Bush.
Which I'm like, man.
We should do that again.
We should do it again. Yeah. I would love to do that for me for a birthday, but I'm like, I surround myself with people who like love me and don't want to like neg me, I think, for the most part. So I don't know if they'd, this is, wow, let me just insult everyone. Yeah, it's just going to be Dennis roasting me the whole time. But also it's like, I don't know if I want to hear it. But I guess you know all the things that people, like, I basically know, like, the tenets of the things that, like, I interrupt people, I'm loud, I am chronically late. Let me just out myself here. So as long as I think you have these things in your head, probably. I don't know what your experience was with your roast, but things in your head that you like know people are going to go after, and so you can like steel yourself for that. But what scares me is like, what if something comes completely out of left field that just like hits you right where it hurts?
Pow, right in the kisser.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that is the risk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is the risk. But something I take comfort in is that no one could say anything worse than I've said to myself.
Oh,
so,
I guess that's true. Yeah.
But
that's on self-hatred.
But that's I had so much fun at that roast. I had fun. I had fun writing jokes about my friends. They had fun, I think, writing jokes about me.
Which were funny. That's the other thing, too. This is like maybe rude, but it's like you worry too is like, what if my friends what if they don't come up with anything funny? And you want them to succeed and people to laugh. And there were quite a few people there.
We could turn this into like a community engagement thing. We'll host a joke writing workshop.
Hosted by you and I.
I don't know why I whispered or whistled. Joke writing workshop.
We will not be using this particular episode as example material.
No.
Okay, so I was watching that video of your roast. Getting myself back on track here. I had recorded part of like your jokes, which were very funny, by the way. They have aged well. And at the end, I like yell something out, which was like supposed to be funny, and like it fell so flat. Even with you like looked away, which again was not funny, but it's like even now it's like listening to it, I was like, oh, like that stung. So that's the thing that is difficult is knowing like something comes to your brain, and when you're with humor, you have to be quick. You got to say it as soon as you think it, and but sometimes it really just falls flat.
Thing is, so much of what I say falls flat. But like, I, like so many needy people like myself, I thrive when I'm being laughed with, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like when a joke lands, that my energy meter goes, like it is up to the top. So even though I get a little, you know, performative at a party or something, like it's...
No.
I know, but the crazy thing is, I look back. I'm analyzing myself now, but I don't do this. I don't think about this in the moment. But it's like a volume game. It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
How many jokes can I get out? Because 25, 30% of them are going to fall flat.
Yeah.
So it's like, because it's just like, it's so fun and it makes you feel like you're a hit.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't stop me from, like, trying. Like, I think that's what it is. You're right, it's a numbers game. Because I'm like, it does not stop me from, you know, spouting things out. And when you do hit something, when it's like, you thought it and it emerged from your mouth and it gets a laugh, I'm with you that it's like, that feeling is so great. And then you're, like, chasing the dragon for, like, but you gotta lob them out to see, you know, to see what works.
I also, like, I feel like I'm not the best when it comes to joke writing.
Mm-hmm.
Like writing, which I'm not, it's not my forte anyway. I'm not good at like a whole premised joke. I'm much more of a one-liner.
Yeah.
Quip. A hard quip.
Same.
Punchline. But I do love when I'm at a party, or even just you and I, but like when I'm with people and I'm trying to get laughs, is some of the best joke writing I do because it's on the fly. Like I'm not sitting around thinking of premises. Somebody says something and I have a retort, and I'm not really good at like collecting those.
Right, like
I need to be.
Exactly. But that's the thing is like I'm going back and watching this thing, and it's interesting how like you know, for the sake of joke writing and remembering the funny ththings you say, like sometimes you're like, yeah, oh man, I wish I was better at like writing that down or recording it. But it's funny to me that like watching something from what is that, like 4 years ago, still when it is recorded and it doesn't go well, it still stings. So just FYI on that. But
I'm sorry. When we have the roast part 2, Electric Boogaloo, I'll laugh at all of
no, it wasn't. That's the other thing. Not a good joke, even. Not a good commentary.
What was the joke? What was it?
Well, you had started, it's funny because it was me like heckling you basically from the audience because you had started like wrapping up, like, thank you for everyone being here, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, uh-oh, he's getting sentimental. Anyway, and then it didn't.
And then I ignored you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think I was new to the group at that point too, so they're like, who is this bitch just like yelling from the corner? I'm better established as a comedian now, so in the group.
Anyway, we're going to have another roast.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Well,
we should record it for the podcast.
It's like we're on The Moth, you know. Going to get up and
storytelling.
Yeah.
No, instead of a roast, we're all going to tell really serious, heartfelt stories about Dennis. Maybe the goal, roast 2.0 is like make Dennis cry.
Not possible.
No, I don't think it's possible either. What a sad evening that would be.
All that you need to do though is renovate some kid in a wheelchair's house and then move that bus.
Yeah. And
I'll be like, oh my God.
Are they still moving that bus?
I don't think so. Speaking of television, do you watch Real Housewives?
I have here and there on occasion. I think you and I started watching The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City together, the first season. But then I kind of fell off. Because again, like, I've watched Real Housewives franchises in the past. I think the one I watched the longest, actually, was Atlanta. But yeah, it's just it's manufactured. You have to go into it knowing it's manufactured and enjoy that. But I just have a hard time sticking with it, you know?
I watched the Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and I kind of like it. But it's kind of awful, like, as well, like you said. It's so manufactured, which I knew it would be. But it's also just, I don't know, it's like got some really awful people.
Yeah. And having watched it, I do appreciate like that of any of them. It's nice to see these awful people acting up in like locales you recognize, you know, like local bars and restaurants that you frequented. Yeah, so that definitely draws me in. But yeah, tell me what you think about. What's your take on the Housewives?
Well, it's crazy because Mary
Cosby, right?
Mary Cosby, whose church is, I won't say how many blocks away from me, but it's not far. It's in my neighborhood.
It's in the near vicinity. You already said your neighborhood, so we're just narrowing it down as the episode goes on, inviting the next person to break it. Which, mind you, like, last time we talked about, like, you teaching someone how best to break into your house.
I thought about that for a second, but I don't think it was that.
Anyway, sorry.
I think it was an opportunistic...
Oh, for sure. I think those are two separate, but it's just interesting.
Without smashing, because I didn't lock the door.
Yes. Anyway, so Mary's church is quite close to here.
Yeah, but she's crazy, and it's like a cult, I hear, from the people who are in that, who have complained about it on the show and like online. But she made this comment to another member of the cast about how she loved her slanty eyes, and this was Jenny. She was Jenny Nguyen,
Vietnamese, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
And then just like last week or the week before, Jenny got let go from the show because she made a comment about Black Lives Matter protesters in 2020. Like, people resurface old tweets. Mm-hmm. This is why I say you gotta like, that should be a something you can pay someone to do, a service you can get.
Yeah, to scrub
your social media of problematic things. Mm-hmm. Because, and you got to do that before you get famous.
Well, because that's the thing. If you don't pay someone to scrub that content off the internet beforehand, like, there's someone later who's, you know, listening to all of Joe Rogan's episodes looking for...
Are tweets still in the Library of Congress, or did they stop doing that? I imagine there's too many of them now, right?
You mean like presidential tweets, right? Or
no,
like
aren't like tweets like housed in the...
Like every tweet that ever existed? God, I hope not.
In the like, there's something to that. I don't know the details.
I mean, that's the thing, is with like people screenshotting and with like, you know, you can archive websites. It's like, yeah, nothing. I don't think anything's ever truly gone. It's one of the, you know, long-standing ills of the internet. But yeah, that's two racist wrongs definitely don't make it right, Jenny Nguyen.
So since 2010, I just looked this up. The Library of Congress has been archiving every single public tweet yours are as the president.
Wow.
Oh, but they don't. They stopped doing it in 2017. I should read that.
Yeah.
Full context of the article. But from 2010 to 2017. So if you find an old tweet.
Yeah, go look at your tweets from 2010 to 2017. You better...
if you delete them, they're still in.
Right, but just good to know what's coming down the pike later if you get famous.
That's true. So yeah, there's probably going to be like 2 new cast members next year.
Oh, because did Mary get removed from the show because of what she said?
I think there was like multiple reasons. And then Jen Shaw, if she goes to federal prison, will probably not be on the show. She sure like puts on a good I'm innocent act.
Here's the thing. I really understand. This is America, right? You're innocent until you're proven guilty, right? I'm sounding like the
our former president.